know, Viv. You're not bad with that staff.
You will address me as Enchanter Vivienne, Court Mage to the Empire of Orlais, or Madame de Fer, not Viv.
Oh, right. Ma'am. Sorry. Ma'am.
Yes, ma'am works as well. Iron Bull, did you clean your weapon after the last fight?
No. Odds are we're gonna be killing something again in a few minutes. Besides, the bloodstains are good for scaring enemies. They see a big, messy blade, and they... You know... I'll go clean it.
Thank you, darling.
Yes, ma'am.
I wonder what sort of eye patch we should get you. I think gold, inlaid with glowing lyrium and amethysts.
Oh. Hadn't thought of it like that, ma'am.
Iron Bull, stop picking at that scab, or it won't heal properly.
I know, but the scar will look amazing. You see, it already sort of looks like a wyvern's... I'll just put the bandage back on now. Sorry, ma'am.
Thank you, darling. You cannot go shirtless in front of the preeminent nobles of Orlais. Let us see.
Hey, I had a shirt in Halamsharal.
In Halamsharal, you are a blade of cheap iron. When I am done, you will shine like a gleaming dawnstone saber. A purple coat, tight at the waist, slashed with silver, emerald accents, open at the collar to accentuate your chest. Every woman will want you. Every man will want to be you.
Well, all right. Tell me more about the coat.
Now, Bull, the steps of the Dance of Six Candles?
Wait a minute. I know what this is. You're screwing with me because you look like a Tamasran. It's the whole authoritative female thing, plus that hat with the horns. You've been playing me. Well, I was trained by the Ben Hasrath. You think I don't know how to handle manipulation?
Bull, step, step, turn.
Step, shuffle, spin, ma'am. Are you sure you're not, maybe, just a little bit Tamasran, ma'am?
My dear, I don't believe there is such a thing as a little bit Tamasran.
All right, point taken. But you're pretty tall for a human. Maybe there was a Kunari in there a few generations back.
Bull, darling, I wear high heels and tall hats. Fashion is not, so far as I know, a demand of the Qun.
You've got a point there. Usually the Qun doesn't even demand pants. So, ma'am, with respect, all that crap at Halamsharal made sense to you?
Of course. Florian's motives were unfortunate, but hardly inscrutable.
But how does Orlais work with all the nobles screwing each other over like that? I mean, give Corypheus credit. If we hadn't stopped him, he'd have brought down the whole empire.
Then it is fortunate that we did stop him.
So what's it like shacking up in the circle?
Excuse me?
Well, I assume people do it, and your people. So, you have to have... I mean, come on. With those... Just forget I asked.
I shall. I understand that under the Qun, mages are tightly controlled to protect others from their power.
You don't need to worry. I have no intention of trying to leash anyone.
I never worry, darling. A leash can be pulled from either end.
So, ma'am, with the magic, do you prefer fire, or lightning, or cold, or what?
The proper tool for the proper task. Fire reminds an enemy that you can destroy everything around. Lightning puts the fear of the Maker into her. Cold makes her think you implacable, while spirit energy conjures fears of demons.
I like cold, because it freezes them, and then they break into little bits when I chop them in half.
That's fine too, dear.
So, ma'am, You must be pleased the Inquisition brought in all those rebel mages.
Hardly. Magic is dangerous, and with the Inquisition's alliance, the mages are now dangerously independent.
Your views on magic don't quite mesh with what I was taught about mages outside the Qun.
Life is a series of necessary restrictions, Iron Bull. The small-minded beat against every wall they find. The wise learn to make the most of the options they have.
So, ma'am, you've been in the Fade, right?
Not physically, as you were at Adamant.
Oh. Well, you're lucky then. It was awful.
I can imagine.
Can you? Because it was more demons than I can imagine, and I'm quite good at imagining demons. At least I don't have to worry about crap from the Fade trying to kill us anymore.
Why not?
We kicked the Nightmare's ass. You gotta figure any demon is gonna think twice before coming after us now.
Actually, the depth of emotion you experienced might draw demons to you more strongly.
Oh, for shit's sake. So, ma'am, what does the Circle know about Fade Rifts and such?
Very little. No mage of the Circle had encountered anything like this before the breach.
Well, that's reassuring. You really think Orlais works the way it is, ma'am? With all that infighting, all those selfish blowhards?
Orlais is selfish, but that ambition you decry breeds its own strength. Those who rule Orlais never fear treachery from the rest of the world. They have already faced far worse.
Well, that's one way to train your leaders. So mages in the Circle really have to defend themselves against a demon?
As part of our harrowing, we must prove we can defend against possession and are thus no danger to the world.
Demons. That's messed up.
Don't worry, my dear. Should we encounter demons, I will protect you.
So, ma'am, the Warden mages at Adamant, they don't have to be part of the Circle?
No. The Grey Wardens are free of the confines of the Circle, so they may battle the Darkspawn unfettered. Some mages who chafe at the Circle's constraints actually hope to be recruited.
Not you, though?
Darling, my interests lie in the Circle and the Court. The Wardens are irrelevant to both.
Well, after seeing what they did with blood magic, a nice strong circle looks pretty good.
I confess, Iron Bull, I had assumed you would not be comfortable fighting alongside a mage.
We use Cerebos when we need to.
That is hardly the same.
No, ma'am. Fighting with you is more like hitting an enemy while a dreadnought pounds their front line. All fire and smoke ahead of you, half the enemy already on the ground by the time you get there.
So I am a Canary dreadnought?
I, didn't mean to offend you.
Not at all. I am Madame de Fer.
I thought mages in Orlais didn't fight. You're more than capable with combat magic.
Mages in Orlais do not fight without permission, my dear. Some are better at gaining permission than others.
I assume that between living in the Circle and wherever you live in Orlais, you don't get out much, ma'am.
It is somewhat uncommon, yes.
Enjoying the great outdoors?
The next time we make camp, I intend to construct a bath. I will need you to find me fresh water.
Yes, ma'am.
My dear Iron Bolt, stand up straight. You're slouching like a sulking child.
I keep smacking my horns going through doors.
Darling, you are in no danger from a door beam. Just watch where you're going.
I may have done it a couple times on purpose, to see if I could knock the frame loose. So, ma'am, what do you think of Skyhold?
Why'd you ask?
Well, I don't know crap about magic, so if the veil is thin or it's weak against demons somehow, I can't tell.
It needs gold caps on the towers, bunting in the courtyard, and a great deal of soap.
Ah, got it.
I have heard of the life of the Cerebas, Iron Bull, but I'm curious about your viewpoint.
It's sad mostly. The magic appears late in childhood, just like it does for you folks. Some kids gone years learning to be a baker, or soldier, or builder, and then one day, that's all gone.
You sound as though you pity them.
Well, yes. In theory, they're no different from anyone else. The Tamasrans and the Ben Hasrath protect everyone from their own mistakes. They're people too, just serving the Qun. But too many Qunari are afraid of them.
Not you, though.
No. Anyone who takes that burden and lives a good life with it has my respect.
Tell me, Iron Bull, is there anything I can do to assist you more effectively in combat?
No, I'm good.
You do so much fighting at the front. I would help however I may. If my skills can weaken your opponents to make your fight easier, please let me know.
Well, nobody fights well when their clothes are on fire, but honestly, I do really like the ice. Whatever works for you, though, ma'am.
I'm always happy to help.